In Bogota, Colombia, a young Cataleya is devastated after witnessing the slaughter of her parents by gangsters.
You want me to teach you how to be a killer?
Working for her uncle as a ruthless assassin, she slowly pieces together the mystery of her parents' murder.
Who are you?
Not room service.
Seeking revenge and finally discovering the truth, Cataleya confronts the murderous mobster who made her who she is in Columbiana.
Never forget where you came from.
We've all just seen it. Brian, what'd you think?
Well, I think of all the different kinds of stories you can tell, revenge stories seem to be the simplest, right? It's, you killed my family, and now I'm going to kill you. Well, Columbiana may not be one of the best revenge films I've ever seen, but it does the work that it needs to get done to get the audience on board and, you know, offers up kind of an entertaining experience.
It never becomes entertaining. It is a revenge film, and it is morose, and it's rather joyless. I never at any point said this film is having fun with its genre, this film is doing something rather ridiculous in order to keep the audience entertained. I just sat there bored, quite frankly.
Well, I mean, one of the problems that I had with the characters, that sort of in action films, in order for us to really care about the main character, you kind of have to see them struggle a little bit. I mean, think about Die Hard. You have John McClane, he's barefoot, he has to walk across broken glass. And in this movie, she never really has that kind of broken glass moment. She just kind of kicks ass, takes names, and just continues on.
I think some of the issues we're talking about is the lack of character development, and I think a lot of that is due to the fact that there's no investigation into the morality of their actions. People are killing each other left and right, not thinking twice about it, and everyone becomes incredibly unsympathetic.
I think the action sequences themselves are ridiculous. You're talking about this backstory with this 8-year-old girl. She's so cunning and agile, they ought to immediately give her a football scholarship to Notre Dame. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, everything that happens.
But is it any less ridiculous than anything that's ever happened in any other Luc Besson movies? I mean, like the Transporter movies, there's so many ridiculous action sequences that make no sense at all.
But I think you hit upon the key word, and that's ridiculous. I think movies like The Transporter have these sort of crazy car-flipping action sequences that are fun, despite the fact that they, you know, defy gravity or exist in a world not our own. Here, this movie doesn't have any really ridiculous, really fun set pieces that are like...
There are sharks in this movie, and you don't think that's fun.
They swim and everything.
They swim.
Please don't kill me.
I'm not gonna kill you.
Oh, no.
It takes the shark seriously. The sharks eat a guy. I mean, there's nothing...
Well, don't give it away.
These aren't mechanical sharks that are jumping out of the water doing backflips, which might have been a hell of a lot more fun than this movie.
You're writing your own movie right now.
I am. I'll rewrite Columbiana.
If Jason Statham was in this film, do you think we'd be scrutinizing it any less? I mean, it's a female-driven action film. Are we taking her too seriously?
I think to a certain degree you have a point. I think if you had like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie, you would simply go with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You wouldn't need to see him plan anything or have a strategy. You would simply say, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's gonna go in there and kick ass. When you put a female in there, maybe there's sort of a sense of she has to have a certain degree of intelligence in order to craft the action. But I don't think that that's across the board true. I mean, I think you certainly go with Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2. You certainly go with Sigourney Weaver in Aliens.
You can't compare this to Aliens. Aliens is one of the best films ever made. Our director, Olivier Megaton, had an opportunity with the secondary characters to bring a little bit of substance, bring a little bit of the setting to the film, and instead, he focused more on the visual. And though I think he was successful because he had a really kind of strong commercial style, it didn't have anything underneath it.
It's all style and no substance whatsoever. There's nothing there.
In terms of the technical aspects of the film, I actually kind of enjoyed things there. I mean, the pop score, even though it was probably better than the film was entertaining. They had a cover of Nine Inch Nails, they had a cover of Portishead. There was something really tonally accurate to these choices of songs. And then the editing, I thought was a lot of fun. It was hip, it was fast-cutting. It was,
Liz.
No!
No.
Go on.
You've got to be kidding me. You liked the editing in this movie?
Yes. Well, I mean, it was perfunctory, but it wasn't horrible.
Oh my God. I thought it was some of the worst editing I've ever seen in a movie. It's absolutely obnoxious. There's an action sequence in this movie that takes place in a bathroom. Two people are fighting. And for 2 minutes, you have no idea what is actually happening on the
The
screen.
strobe light is hitting you. It's like Gasper No.
Gasper No.
For Enter the Void. It's like this art piece all of a sudden. I thought it was incredibly
There's no art
entertaining.
to it. But see,
Yeah.
that's the problem. I mean, if you actually ask people what happened during that sequence, nobody will be able to tell you because it's so incoherently cut together. There's no rhythm. It's so fast.
I can tell you what happened. There was a toothbrush, there was a washcloth, there
What
was
happens with those
blood,
things?
there was strangling.
You're describing things in a bathroom. You're not describing the scene itself. I think there are too many movies out there that have this exact same style and this exact same plot that are a lot better than this and are more entertaining. And that's why I can't get behind this movie.
Well, let's just vote. Let's just get to it. We're not going to get anywhere.
This movie's really dumb, but it's dumb fun. And I think audiences that are into Luc Besson stuff are ultimately probably going to find some merit in it. So I say stream it.
I'm a sucker for female-driven action films, and though this is a pretty bad one, I had a good time. So I'm going to say stream it.
Grab your Colombian coffee and rent another Luc Besson film like The Professional or La Femme Nikita. They're a lot better than this one. Skip it.
So it looks like our two stream it overrode your skip it. So we're going to give Columbiana a stream it.
You guys are gonna get so much hate mail over this movie.
No way.